Good morning, Mark Sutton with HurricaneTrack.com here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for the 23rd of August 2017. I hope your Wednesday is going well, doing well too. Either way, right? So look, Harvey has regenerated in the southwest Gulf of Mexico, and the National Hurricane Center has begun issuing advisories again. Winds right now are 35 miles per hour, air pressure 1,006 millibars, and it's moving northwest at 9 miles per hour. If we click on this and we look at the track map from the Hurricane Center, they show it coming in towards the central to lower Texas coast in the next couple of days, and probably in the overnight hours of Friday into Saturday. Going to be a slow-moving system, and while it is not shown on the map between the forecast points right here, Harvey is expected to become a hurricane before making landfall, and I'll talk about that more in just a minute when we look at the forecast discussion concerning Harvey. So if you live along the Texas coast, and even in the areas inland, Houston is not necessarily on the coast. Obviously, it's a little ways inland, but it is a huge metropolitan area, and the forecast point at day 5, even though that could change, shows Harvey sitting over the Houston area, not far from Houston proper, and this is going to certainly paint a tremendous flood potential across this area. So I urge you to use the weather service, the weather.gov, weather.gov, to learn about your area. Put in your zip code when you get to their homepage, and then it'll give you specific information for your area related to the impacts from Harvey. That is very, very important. All right, looking at a satellite picture of it this morning, this is the black and white infrared, and you can see it's not very well organized, but it is starting to get that S shape down here, and that shows me that it is beginning to slowly get better organized. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's a fairly large system, but it has very, very warm water to work with over the Gulf of Mexico, and as it makes its way up here towards the Texas coast, it could strengthen really quickly, especially as it approaches landfall along that region, and that is mentioned in the forecast discussion. I'm going to go back here to the Hurricane Center's homepage. I want to show you that discussion, and we click on Harvey. And this is a great tool, the forecast discussion. If you don't read this when you look at the Hurricane Center's products, you should. In the first paragraph, they talk about why it was upgraded. The second paragraph indicating this area that I was talking about where the forecast does not show, and this is right here, although I'll just read it. Not explicitly forecast below, we are anticipating Harvey being a hurricane at landfall after the 48-hour forecast point. This forecast agrees well with the guidance, almost all of which shows a quickly intensifying cyclone approaching the Texas coast. So that's very important. You don't want to mess around with this. These are the key messages. We have 5 of them. And, basically to boil it down even further, a long duration event, multiple hazards for portions of the Texas coast, beginning on Friday. So we do have a little bit of time for people to prepare. That's going to include very heavy rainfall. That's one of them, one of the issues. Very heavy rain. We're talking maybe as much as 20 inches in some areas. Storm surge is a potential problem here. 4 to 6 feet of inundation in some of the areas. There will be maps that are available that show storm surge. They come out about an hour after each of these advisory packages come out. And then hurricane conditions are possible along the Texas coast from Port Mansfield to San Luis Pass. So, multiple issues to be concerned with. And you got about 2 days, if that, and then things are going to start really going downhill. Looking at the vorticity of Harvey, it's still a little bit elongated down here, sort of tear-shaped. That will change over time. This will become more round in its appearance as Harvey starts to get better organized, and the upper level winds getting a little bit more favorable over the region. And right here, that's where we're talking about a little bit of an anticyclone developing over the top, and that's favorable, that clockwise flow in the upper levels. That allows the thunderstorms to go up vertically and not be blown across or blown away from the center of circulation. And upper level winds are forecast to just improve over the next couple of days. So this is real. This is, headed for Texas. Major rain event. The possibility of hurricane conditions. Storm surge at the coastline. It's been 8 years almost since the last hurricane made landfall in Texas. And of course that was Ike back in 2008. A lot of people have moved into the region since then. A lot of building has gone on, and a lot of people that don't have any hurricane experience at all. So I urge you to take this seriously. Use the tools within Hurricane Pro and Hurricane HD to keep up with what's going on within the apps, and of course on social media you can follow Hurricane Pro. You can also follow me. I am at Hurricane Track. My website is hurricanetrack.com. And of course, I work with Hurricane Pro and HD and their developers to provide you this information. And so you can certainly follow along my work and my updates. I'm actually in the field headed to the Texas coast to set up equipment and to report on conditions in the region, provide wind data and other valuable information from the area. So follow me at Hurricane Track, Hurricane TRACK on Twitter as well. All right, well, that's it from now. I am in southern Alabama. From now? That's what I said. That's funny. That is it for now from me in southern Alabama. I'm headed to Texas. I'll have another update tonight. Again, I'm Mark Setheth for HurricaneTrack.com. That's my site. You can tell I'm a little bit tired from driving, but that's okay. It's all part of the gig. And for Hurricane Pro and HD, and I will have another update for you later on tonight.